Hey everyone, this is Dela Livi, and today we will be playing Doki Doki Literature Club. More of this because I love this. Now before I actually do that though, I did just want to tell you guys, inform you guys of my new uploading schedule. Now that the 12 Days of Christmas is over, I know I didn't finish it. I got really busy. I do have one episode that I do still have to upload. Part day 10, but that was not uploaded because for some reason the video editing software I was using didn't upload the whole thing, so that was a thing. Anyway, so my regular uploads will be every Friday for video games. So my Let's Plays will be every Friday. Plus, if I have anything else I'm going to upload, like any speed paints or any Utau covers or anything else I want to do, those will be on Mondays and Wednesdays, but primarily I'm going to do everything on Friday. Excuse me. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Every Friday is going to be every Friday's not going to be Doki Doki Literature Club, because I don't think Doki Doki Literature Club's going to continue until Friday. Am I still recording? Give me a minute, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm still recording. Sorry. I had to make sure. Alright, anyway, without further ado, let's continue where we left off. Friday, December 22nd. Hint, you can use the skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. Cool. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Yuri. I understand. Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you? Yep. Story of my life. I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here. This should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. Ah, I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. Ah, I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. Ah, I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. Hey, babes. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Not yet. Alright, now I'm ready to turn the page. Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Don't be. I know, all the male hormones. Ah, that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little. You think so? How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second-guesses all of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. Aww, I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Dela, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Aww. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant that it's kind of cute. What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read it a little bit more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Yes! I hope I get to actually read it. It sounds like a good book. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Of course I did! Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. I'm so excited to share our poems. Who should I show my poem to first? I mean, I compiled it primarily with Yuri, but you know what? Because it's my first time, and because she's my friend, and she's probably so understanding, I'm gonna go with Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. Yeah. She's my good friend after all. Yeah. This is a good poem, Dela. Are you sure it's your first time? Yep. Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in this spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Dela. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? I know, I personally am not, but this guy apparently is kind of selfish, so Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori, you're my fave. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. She probably doesn't. She probably doesn't really. I mean, I don't know. Guys will do some crazy stuff for girls to fall in love with them. I mean, in this situation, it's good because he's doing something good by just joining a literature club instead of, like, showing off and almost getting himself killed or something. So, yeah, but I don't think she understands his motives. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Well, see about that. Alright. Let me get comfy for this. Alright, there we go. Dear Sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleep from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Oh. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, I sleep regardless of the sun, but I like it going out during the day. So, yeah. Sayori. This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Oh, man, I can relate to Sayori, too. I'm so forgetful. Like, literally, in school, I would, like, get up, go to school, remember, oh, shit, I didn't do my homework. So I all morning break and all up until, like, class, sometimes even during class, I would, like, finish it. I'm like, ugh, I know this. And then I would get it finished, and, well, at least for the first period if I didn't do it. And then, like, when we had free time in first period, or second period, third period, I would do my homework then. So, eventually I got all my homework done, but I'm just so forgetful. That's finishing all that wild tangent. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah, I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Ah, yeah. But next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I show my poem to next? Yuri. Now that I'm all warmed up, let's talk to Yuri. Hey, Yuri! As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Did I say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. I don't hate you, Yuri. You're my favorite. Even though I said say Yuri's my favorite, you're my ultimate favorite. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Not really. I just, write some books sometimes. Not that they go anywhere. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick up writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Probably all three. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Alright. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. That was interesting. I actually liked that one. It was kind of hard to read because of this font right here, but I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What you talking about? You have, better handwriting than I do. In the real world, not Yuri. I love your handwriting. I love your handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. That's because the handwriting was a little squiggly, so I had to squint at it a little bit. So it's not your fault, it's my fault, okay? Well, I just don't read script very well. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Dela. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story, or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. It is. I haven't even thought of that. That's impressive. Eh? It's nothing, really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all of this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Dela. Thanks, Yuri. Love you. I'm sorry, I just love Yuri. Because sympathize with her so much. Because I'm just like, I don't know. You guys probably see this and like, oh yeah, she's probably an extrovert. But compared to talking to this camera and like going out and talking to a person, I'd rather do this than that. Because that's just like so stressful. Because I'm like, what if they think that I'm weird? What if they think that this? What if they think that? So Yuri's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, I like Yuri better than everyone. Me too. Who should I show my poem to next? Let's go Natsuki. Well, it's about what expected from someone like you. Okay, calm down with your tsundere-ness. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes? Do you want to get smacked? No. I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'd like it. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. But that's about it. That's actually very direct. I kind of like it. I mean, it kind of sums up the terribleness, well, not terribleness, but like the shortcomings of human beings, I guess. I mean, we're smart, yeah, and we're the most advanced species in the like whole entire world. But that's only because we're smart. You know what I mean? Like, monkeys, they can climb trees. Yeah, we can climb trees, but not as elegantly as monkeys can. We can't leap like crickets. We can't run as fast as horses or cheetahs. We can't see in the dark as good as owls. And we can't fly. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to it, if we were just as stupid as... I hate saying stupid. Okay, if we were as unintelligent as other animals were, we wouldn't last long in the animal kingdom. I feel like the only thing that let us live and not die was the fact that we are so smart. It's terrible, but that's my view on things. Continuing on this. Come on. Let's go now. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah. I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on the purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Well, there's only one person I can show it to, and that's Monica, so let's go. Hello, Monica. Hi, Dela. Having a good time so far? Ah, yes. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Same. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Dela. We're all a little embarrassed today, so, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Dela. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some efforts. Ahaha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know, that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Like Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness. Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Yeah, I do! Everyone's cute and I want to date them, okay? I do have to impress them. And I kind of want to impress you too, but more Yuri because like Yuri's me, but whatever. Okay, anyway, let's go. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Yeah. Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I had to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blink, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. I like this. I like this game. I like this one best. Okay, let's go. There we go. So, what do you think? I like it. It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a lot. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. An epiphany? Influencing your poems? Okay, now I have to look at her poems more, because, like, maybe this has to do with how this is going to play out. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Sorry. Thanks, Monica. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read it in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Of course it does. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just mean... the language, I guess. It was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. Humph. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually likes it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Dela did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Dela liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what you're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Dela appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Oh! That's a solid burn, but kids... I am not that old. Everyone, calm down. Sayori, Natsuki. Yuri, calm. Just husa. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Dela started showing up. What? I don't think her boobs grew just because I showed up. I'm pretty sure that just is a thing with puberty, okay? Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me, as if they just noticed I was standing there. Dela, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Dela. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Dela? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... I don't want to pick favorites in this thing. My favorite's Yuri, but I don't want to pick favorites right now, so... Sayuri, help! Natsuki glares at me, drying up in any words I have in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayuri! Yeah? Everyone's fighting is making Sayuri uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Dela, well, that's her problem. This isn't about me. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayuri wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. She would never. It's your immaturity that's made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why Ruby likes... Stop. Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented, so why are we fighting? Because, well... Also, Natsuki's cute and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always were. I love you, Sayuri. Big and beautiful. Sayuri? Sayuri stands triumphantly. Monica stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayuri is vice president, I whisper to Monica. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah, it's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayuri is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. Why did I say kill? Hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monica smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, mostly. How about now? Oh, Dela, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Dela, ready to walk home? Yeah. Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. It can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't know. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Dela, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. Sigh. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. No, she hasn't. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Wink, 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 wink. Nope, doesn't. But seriously, if the only reason you're joining a club is so that you can get a girlfriend, then that's not a good thing. Although, there's worse things to do in order to get a girlfriend, so... Well, I'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah. Let's do this. Alright, with that, I'm going to stop here because it took way too long. I don't know how long I've been playing. Yeah, we'll get to this later. So let's save. Alright, empty slot. Okay, so that was Doki Doki Literature Club. I will play this later. I'm actually contemplating on, what I'm contemplating on is actually maybe doing extra videos or something. Or maybe just like recording it back to back. Because I'm so invested in this. Well, with that, so far, so good. I seriously am still not seeing what's so wrong with this game. But it'll get there. It'll get there. Anyway, guys, with that, I will see you in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful new year. And again, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!